Stop whatever you're doing right now and listen carefully, because what I'm about to say may shock you. The real reason most men over 60 lose their ability to get strong erections has nothing to do with age, low testosterone, or lack of desire. The truth is far more brutal and far more urgent. Every single day, without realizing it, millions of older men are suffocating their own circulation, starving their blood vessels, and shutting down the exact pathways that control firmness. And that's why the erections you once trusted slowly faded from strong and instant to weak, slow, or completely unresponsive. One day you woke up and morning wood was gone, and no one warned you. No one explained why. No one told you how to get it back. Maybe you've tried pills. Maybe you've pretended nothing was wrong. Maybe you've smiled through disappointment while the woman you love wondered what happened. Maybe you felt that quiet, heavy shame that a real man never says out loud, the fear that your body has betrayed you and that the best part of your identity is slipping away forever. But here's the part that will break everything you thought you knew. Your body isn't broken. You didn't lose your power. It's still there, waiting. And you can wake it up naturally, safely, and shockingly fast. Because there is a simple blend made from extra virgin olive oil and one specific companion oil that can trigger a surge of nitric oxide so powerful that many men feel the difference within 24 hours, some within just 30 to 60 minutes. No prescriptions, no humiliating conversations, no side effects, just science, circulation, and the right combination. My name is Dr. Mohit Kara, urologist and men's health specialist for over 30 years. And today I'm going to show you exactly how this works. Stay with me. This could change everything. Before we go any further, if you're serious about taking back your strength and rebuilding the confidence you thought you'd lost, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another men's health breakthrough designed specifically for men over 60. And do me one favor. If this message already speaks to something you felt inside, type 1 in the comments so I know you're with me. If you're unsure, type 0 and tell me what you're still struggling with. Your voice matters here. Now let's get into the truth behind why your erections have faded and the natural blend that can bring them back faster than you ever imagined. 1. Why erections fade after 50. Let me say something that may hit you harder than anything you've heard in years. The loss of strong erections after 50 is not just a physical change. It is an emotional wound. It's the quiet moment when a man looks in the mirror and wonders what happened to the version of himself he once knew. It's the silence between a husband and a wife when neither of them knows what to say after another night of trying and failing. It's that heavy feeling in your chest when you lie awake, staring at the ceiling, pretending everything is fine, while deep down you're terrified that the part of you that made you feel alive, powerful, and masculine is slipping away forever. But here's the shock most men never hear. Losing firmness has almost nothing to do with getting older. It isn't because you're weak, worn out, or less of a man. The real reason erections fade is because the blood vessels responsible for delivering blood to the penis begin to stiffen, narrow, and lose sensitivity long before you ever feel a symptom. Erection problems are not a bedroom issue. They are a circulation issue. Your body isn't failing your desire. Your blood flow is failing your body. Nitric oxide, the chemical that tells the arteries to open and fill the penis with blood, begins to disappear rapidly after age 50. By the time most men reach their 60s, their nitric oxide levels have dropped so low that even when the mind is willing, the body simply can't respond. That's why one day, without warning, morning erections stop showing up. That's why arousal takes longer and feels weaker. That's why, even when everything feels right, nothing happens. And it doesn't just affect the body. It affects identity, pride, confidence, the way a man walks through the world. And maybe that's you. Maybe you've hidden this from everyone, even from yourself. Maybe you've told people you're fine, while inside you're wondering whether your best days are already behind you. Maybe you've started avoiding intimacy because the fear of failing feels worse than the pain of missing out. You're not alone. Millions of good men are carrying the same silent burden, believing there's nothing they can do. But what if that belief is wrong? What if the problem doesn't take months or years to fix? What if there is a natural way to awaken circulation again, to flood your body with nitric oxide, and to feel your strength return in hours instead of months? What if the solution is simpler than anyone ever told you? Because in just a moment, I'm going to reveal the paradox almost no doctor explains. The one thing millions of men use daily that actually blocks their ability to get strong erections, and how combining it with one specific oil can flip the switch back on faster than you've ever imagined. Stay with me, because this is where everything begins to change. 2. The role of nitric oxide and circulation. Here is a truth that might shake you to your core. Erections are not controlled by desire, thoughts, testosterone, or even arousal. An erection is nothing more and nothing less than a blood flow event. And without the ability to move blood with force and speed through the arteries, no pill, no fantasy, no effort, and no amount of wanting will make anything happen. That is why so many men are stunned when one day, without warning, the body simply stops responding. They still feel desire. They still love their partner. They still want intimacy, but nothing changes because the real issue is silent and hidden far beneath the surface. Erection problems begin long before the first failure. They begin the moment nitric oxide levels start to fall. Nitric oxide is the chemical that tells your blood vessels to open wide and allow a rush of blood into the chambers of the penis with enough pressure to create firmness. When nitric oxide is strong, erections are powerful, fast, and reliable. When nitric oxide is weak, erections struggle, fade, or disappear entirely. After age 50, nitric oxide production plummets, dropping by nearly half, which is why so many men who once felt unstoppable suddenly find themselves fighting a battle they never expected. They blame stress, fatigue, or aging, but the truth is far more precise. Without nitric oxide, the body cannot produce a hard, lasting erection. It's like flipping a switch in a room where the power lines have been cut. The switch moves, but nothing turns on. And the emotional weight of that loss is something most men carry alone. They feel embarrassed, confused, even angry with themselves. They pull away from the people they love. They avoid moments that once brought joy. They stop initiating because failure hurts more than silence. And deep down they wonder whether this is the beginning of the end of their manhood. But it doesn't have to be. Because once you restore nitric oxide, everything begins to change. Blood vessels soften, expand, and respond again. Warmth returns. Sensitivity comes back. Confidence begins to rebuild itself. The body wakes up, not slowly, but often with a suddenness that feels shocking, like someone turned the power back on after years of darkness. So the real question is simple. If nitric oxide is the key to everything, how do you activate it naturally and quickly? What can you do today that triggers real circulation in hours instead of months? Because the answer is not what most men think. And the solution begins with something sitting in almost every kitchen in America. A simple oil nearly everyone uses, but almost no one uses correctly. And when you hear what happens when you combine it with the right partner, everything you thought you knew about performance will change forever. 3. The hidden power of olive oil. Almost no one will tell you this, but extra virgin olive oil, the oil millions of men use every single day, may be one of the most powerful natural tools on earth for restoring strong, reliable erections. And yet, here is the shocking truth almost no doctor ever explains. Most men are only unlocking a tiny fraction of its true potential. They drizzle it on a salad, pour it into a pan, or swallow a spoonful and believe they're doing something healthy. But what they don't realize is that olive oil used alone delivers barely 30% of the benefits the body needs to restore powerful circulation. 70% of its performance potential is lost, wasted, and thrown away simply because it is not being paired with the right supporting oil. The part that matters most, the part responsible for waking up nitric oxide and reopening stiff, aging blood vessels, never reaches the bloodstream, And that means millions of men are working hard but getting almost nothing in return. Inside extra virgin olive oil are polyphenols, compounds like oleoanthol and hydroxyrosol, which act like shields that protect your arteries from inflammation and oxidative stress. They allow blood vessels to widen and become flexible again, something absolutely necessary for strong erections. Olive oil also contains oleic acid, a monounsaturated fat that helps your cell membranes become softer, more responsive, and more efficient at producing nitric oxide. But here is the heartbreaking part. Those polyphenols are fragile. They are destroyed by heat, damaged by oxygen, and broken down in the gut before the bloodstream ever receives them. And oleic acid moves painfully slowly when traveling alone, meaning the process of restoring circulation can feel like waiting forever for something you desperately need right now. Imagine how many men have swallowed spoon after spoon of olive oil, hoping for a change, not knowing that the most important part of the oil never even made it to their arteries. Imagine how many men blamed themselves, believed they failed, believed nothing would work, when all along the problem wasn't their body. It was the missing partner oil that unlocks the power sitting right in front of them. Most men have never heard this. Most men never learn how to activate the full strength of olive oil. And that's why so many feel almost good, but never great, close, but never complete, alive, but not awakened. But what if there were an oil that fuses with olive oil and turns those fragile polyphenols into unstoppable circulation boosters? What if combining just two simple oils could trigger a surge of nitric oxide so powerful that men feel warmth and pressure returning within hours, not months? Because that partner oil exists. And when you hear what it is, everything about performance, blood flow, and confidence will change forever. Stay with me, because this is where the transformation begins. 4. The partner oil that unlocks full power. Black seed oil. What I'm about to say may feel unbelievable, but it is one of the most important truths any man over 60 needs to hear. The difference between feeling weak, disconnected, and defeated in the bedroom and feeling alive, responsive, and powerful again can come down to a single missing ingredient. For decades, men have searched endlessly for solutions, tried pills, struggled in silence, and blamed themselves for something they believed was irreversible. But the solution was never about swallowing chemicals or forcing the body to respond. The real key was waiting in the natural world all along, hidden in plain sight. And that key is black seed oil. When extra virgin olive oil is combined with black seed oil, something extraordinary happens inside the body. Something that can awaken the very pathways responsible for strong, lasting erections faster than most men ever imagined possible. Black seed oil contains a compound called thymoquinone. Anthemquinone is one of the most powerful natural protectors of nitric oxide on Earth. It shields nitric oxide from breaking down too quickly, allowing the body to maintain the pressure needed to create and sustain an erection. But here's the catch that almost no man knows. Thequinone is unstable. It breaks apart easily and disappears before the bloodstream ever gets a chance to use it. This is why so many men who try black seed oil on its own feel little or no change. The magic only happens when thequinone binds with the polyphenols in extra virgin olive oil. When they fuse, olive oil forms a protective shield around them, allowing it to travel safely through the digestive system and reach the bloodstream fully active, ready to do its job. And in return, theone protects the polyphenols in olive oil from being destroyed. They strengthen each other, they amplify each other, they unlock each other. The result is a surge in nitric oxide, calmer and more flexible blood vessels, and a sudden return of warmth, pressure, and responsiveness in the lower body that many men report feeling within hours. Not weeks, not months. Hours. A gentle heat moving through the chest, a pulsing sensation in the pelvis, a feeling that something deep inside has switched back on. For men who thought they would never feel that again, the emotional impact is overwhelming. They describe it like a light coming back after years in the dark, like a voice returning after silence, like receiving a part of themselves they were certain was gone forever. Because when circulation wakes up, confidence wakes up, intimacy wakes up, life wakes up. And this is only the beginning. Because if black seed oil unlocks the full power of olive oil and builds momentum day after day, there is another blend that works even faster. So fast that many men feel the difference in under an hour. It is the amplifier that takes everything to another level. And once you discover what it is, you will never look at performance the same way again. Stay with me because what comes next has stunned even the men who thought they had tried everything. 5. The daily formula and timing that change everything. Let me start with a truth that might hit you like a punch to the chest. Most men fail to restore their erections not because the solution doesn't work, but because they use the right ingredients in the wrong way. They take them at the wrong time, in the wrong amounts, without understanding the chemistry happening inside their bodies. And then when nothing changes, they blame themselves. They assume they're too old, too damaged, beyond repair. They give up on their confidence, their intimacy, and the part of their identity that once made them feel proud to be a man. But the real tragedy isn't the struggle. It's how close they were to success without ever knowing it. Because when you combine extra virgin olive oil and black seed oil in the right ratio and take it at the right moment, the body responds in a way that feels almost electric. It's the difference between a key that almost fits and a key that unlocks the door instantly. Here is the precise formula that hundreds of my patients have used to rebuild circulation day by day, restoring blood flow not gradually but noticeably, often beginning from the very first dose. 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil mixed with 1-2 teaspoon of black seed oil, taken once per day with breakfast or with your largest meal. The timing is not optional, it is essential. Your digestive system absorbs healthy fats dramatically better when they are consumed alongside other natural fats, which means the polyphenols and thioquinone travel deeper into the bloodstream, protected and fully active. This is how blood vessels begin to relax. This is how nitric oxide levels begin to rise. This is how the body remembers what it was designed to do, and the changes build like a rising tide. Day 1. Many men feel warmth spreading through their chest, stomach, or legs, a sign that circulation is finally awakening. Week 1, they report sleeping deeper, waking with more energy, and feeling a spark they haven't felt in years. Week 2, desire begins to return, not as a thought, but as a physical response. And by week 4 through week 12, confidence transforms. Erections become stronger, more consistent, and more reliable. The fear disappears. The hesitation fades. The silence between partners dissolves. A man begins to feel like himself again. This is not magic. It is physiology finally working the way it was meant to. And it is only the beginning. Because while this blend rebuilds strength over time, there is another combination that works even faster. So fast that many men feel the difference in 30 to 90 minutes. It is the amplifier that shocks even the most doubtful men, and once you learn its secret, the way you understand performance will change forever. Stay with me, because what comes next has stunned men all over the world. 6. The final multiplier men never expect. Let me begin with something that may shock you. Even the most powerful oil blend in the world can fail inside a dehydrated body. A man can take every supplement, follow every instruction, eat all the right foods, and still feel nothing, not because the method is weak, not because age has defeated him, but because his blood is too thick to carry oxygen, nitric oxide, or circulation where it needs to go. Imagine pouring gasoline into an engine with no spark or planting seeds into dry soil where nothing can grow. That is what happens inside a man who ignores hydration. It's not a small detail. It's the detail that determines whether your body wakes up or stays silent. Most men over 60 don't realize that their blood vessels depend on water the way fire depends on oxygen. When the body is even slightly dehydrated, the blood becomes sluggish, pressure increases, nitric oxide levels collapse, and the ability to achieve an erection becomes nearly impossible. And yet countless men swallow pills and blame themselves, never discovering that the simplest, most overlooked change is often the most powerful one. Something as basic as drinking water consistently, slowly, throughout the day can create a transformation they have been chasing for years. When you add true hydration to the olive oil blends we've discussed, something remarkable happens. Circulation begins to flow freely. Oxygen moves smoothly through the bloodstream. Blood vessels start to open instead of resisting, and the body responds with a strength that feels almost immediate. Add a pinch of minerals like magnesium or natural electrolytes, and the effect multiplies even further. It's like turning the key in an engine that has been silent for far too long and hearing it roar back to life. You feel lighter, clearer, awake again, and intimacy stops feeling like pressure or fear. It feels like possibility. Then there is the power of nasal breathing, another secret most men have never been told. When you breathe through your nose instead of your mouth, your body naturally releases nitric oxide from the sinuses, giving your blood vessels the signal to relax and expand. Just 5 minutes a day can create measurable change, and sunlight, just 10 minutes in the morning, activates nitric oxide stored in the skin, supporting energy, mood, and performance, like nature intended. Finally, something so simple it is almost always ignored. A gentle 10-minute walk in the evening. Not exercise, just movement that encourages blood flow and keeps your vessels flexible instead of stiff and aging before their time. When you combine these habits with the black seed blend each morning and the pomegranate blend when needed, the results don't add, they multiply. This is why men who were hopeless become believers, why marriages revive, why confidence returns, because now everything is working together. And if you think what I've shared so far is powerful, wait until you hear the real reason so many men never experience results, why the oils sitting in most kitchens are doing absolutely nothing. The truth about fake oils in the US market will shock you, and it changes everything. Stay with me. The next part may make you rethink every bottle in your home. 7. The shocking truth about fake oils, oils destroying your results. Let me begin with a truth that will likely stun you. More than half of the olive oil sold in the United States is fake, diluted, or stripped of the very compounds responsible for restoring male performance. That means millions of men are faithfully taking spoonfuls every morning, believing they are supporting their heart, their hormones, and their erections, when in reality they are swallowing an oil that does absolutely nothing. They think their bodies are failing. They think age has defeated them. They think they are broken, but they're not. They are victims of a quiet deception happening on supermarket shelves every single day. Researchers at the UC Davis Olive Center tested popular imported olive oils and discovered that nearly 50% failed purity tests. In other words, almost half of the oils labeled extra virgin were not extra virgin at all. They were blended with cheap seed oils like soybean or canola, processed with chemicals, or heated so intensely that the polyphenols were destroyed long before those bottles ever reached your kitchen. And without polyphenols, olive oil is nothing more than flavored grease. It does not support circulation. It does not protect your blood vessels. It does not raise nitric oxide. It will never wake up your erections. And the hardest part to swallow is that most men never know why nothing changes. They lose hope without realizing the enemy wasn't their body. It was the bottle they trusted. The same tragedy is happening with black seed oil and pomegranate seed oil. Cheap products are diluted to save costs, turning once powerful medicinal oils into weak liquids that carry no therapeutic value. Real black seed oil is dark and thick, with a bold aroma. Real pomegranate seed oil is deep reddish orange and potent. But walk into many stores and you'll see pale, watery oils pretending to be something they're not, stealing results from men who desperately need them. And here's the emotional weight of this. I have seen husbands withdraw from their wives, convinced they are failing as men, when the truth was as simple as choosing the wrong bottle. I have seen marriages restored not by drugs or surgery, but by replacing fake oils with real cold-rest organic oils stored in dark glass. I have watched men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s look me in the eye with tears and say, "I thought it was over. I thought I was done." You deserve to know the truth. You deserve results your body is capable of. You deserve to feel alive again. And now that you understand why so many men fail and why others experience life-changing success, it's time to learn exactly how to choose real oils that work every time. Because once you know what to look for, everything changes. Stay with me, because in the next section, I will reveal the simple checklist that guarantees you never waste another drop or another day. The difference between disappointment and transformation begins right there. 8. The simple checklist that guarantees real results. Let me start with a gut punch of truth. Your erections, your circulation, your confidence as a man, none of it depends on luck or genetics nearly as much as it depends on one decision you make every single day. Which oils you choose to put inside your body. One wrong bottle can cost you months of progress. One cheap brand can silence your nitric oxide and shut down your performance before it even has a chance to begin. And yet, one correct choice can flip the switch and change everything. I have seen it happen over and over again, often faster than anyone expects.